Are you spending the best years of your life waiting for a finish line that may never feel as good as you imagined? I get it, but what if the smartest financial move you could make had nothing to do with your retirement account balance and everything to do with how you choose to live right now? In this video, we are going to talk about something that most financial content completely skips over. We are going beyond the spreadsheets and the savings percentages and getting into the real conversation about money, purpose, health, and what it actually means to build a rich life. Stay with me because by the end of this, you will walk away with a completely different way of thinking about your financial future and your life. Let's start with something that might make you a little uncomfortable. Most of us have been conditioned to think about retirement as the goal: work hard, save up, then finally live. But here's the problem with that mindset. You are essentially telling yourself that life begins at some point in the future, and that right now is just the waiting room. That is not a financial strategy. That is a way of postponing your own happiness. The smarter approach is to stop thinking about retirement entirely and start thinking about financial independence instead. Financial independence does not mean you stop working. It means you get to choose whether you work, what you work on, and who you work with. That is real freedom. The goal is not to reach a number in your account so you can do nothing. The goal is to build enough financial freedom that every day becomes a choice rather than an obligation. Now, here is something that does not get enough attention in the personal finance world. No amount of money matters if your health is gone. Before you optimize your portfolio, before you pick your next investment, ask yourself what you are doing today to protect your most valuable asset, which is your physical and mental health. Exercise consistently. Eat food that fuels you rather than just fills you. Prioritize sleep. I've always been passionate about fitness and nutrition because taking care of your body is the ultimate investment. These are not lifestyle suggestions. They are financial decisions. A person who is healthy at 65 with modest savings will have a far better quality of life than someone who is wealthy at 65 but too worn down to enjoy it. Your health is your foundation. Build on top of that, not the other way around. And speaking of foundations, let's talk about something that changed the way many successful people think about wealth. Money is a tool. That is it. It is not the destination. It is the vehicle. The people who truly win with money are not the ones with the biggest accounts. They are the ones who use money to buy back their time and invest that time into relationships, experiences, and purpose. Think about someone who has worked incredibly hard over several years, built something meaningful financially, and then used that financial breathing room to spend real, unrushed quality time with the people they love most. For me, that means being fully present with my wife and having the freedom to celebrate our daughter Natalia's 7th birthday without checking my phone for work emergencies. That is what money is actually for. This also brings up an important point about starting your financial journey. One of the biggest regrets people carry is not starting sooner. And look, financial literacy is rarely taught in schools, which means most people figure this out way too late or not at all. But here's the truth. The best time to start was yesterday. The second best time is right now, today, regardless of your age. As someone who has spent over 15 years working as a software architect and mobile engineer, I've seen brilliant people delay their lives for the next promotion, only to realize they traded their best years for a title. Even if you can only put away a small amount each month, the habit itself is what rewires your relationship with money. Start where you are. Start with what you have. The momentum builds from there, and the compounding effect of those early habits, both financially and mentally, is more powerful than most people realize. Now let's talk about something deeper. At the end of a life well lived, what actually remains? The car gets sold. The house changes hands. The investment accounts transfer to someone else. What genuinely stays behind is the impact you had on people, the conversations that changed someone's direction, the generosity you showed without being asked, the time you gave that nobody could ever repay. This is not a reason to avoid building wealth. It is a reason to be intentional about why you are building it. Wealth without purpose feels hollow. Wealth with purpose feels like fuel. So how do you build that kind of intentional wealth? Start by aligning your spending with your values. We are constantly being marketed to. Social media, streaming platforms, ads everywhere, all telling us what our life should look like. If you are not paying attention, your spending starts reflecting someone else's priorities instead of your own. Take a step back and ask yourself what you actually value. What experiences, relationships, and contributions matter most to you? Then make sure your money is moving in that direction. When your spending aligns with your values, you will find that you feel wealthier even before your account balance reflects it. The next step is to invest in your freedom, not just your future. Every dollar you put toward financial independence is a dollar that is buying you options. Options to say no to the wrong opportunities. Options to say yes to the right ones. Options to be present with your family, to take care of your health, to do work that actually means something to you. That is the real return on investment. Here's something else worth thinking about. Your legacy is not what you leave behind. It is how you live right now. The moments you show up fully for the people in your life, the ways you push yourself outside of what feels comfortable, the times you choose generosity over self-protection, those things ripple outward in ways that no bank account ever could. When you start living with that kind of intention, not someday but today, the quality of your life changes in ways that money alone cannot explain. So let me ask you this, and I want you to really sit with it. What would your life look like if financial freedom was not a distant destination, but something you started building today, one small, intentional decision at a time? Drop your answer in the comments below. Whether you are just getting started, somewhere in the middle of your journey, or further along than you expected, I want to hear where you are and what financial freedom means to you personally. Your perspective might be exactly what someone else in this community needs to hear. And if this video gave you something to think about, if it shifted your perspective even slightly, or gave you one idea you can actually use, do me a favor and hit that like button. It genuinely helps this content reach more people who need to hear it. Subscribe and ring the notification bell so you never miss the latest investing insights and real conversations about building a life that is actually worth living. See you in the next one.